Hey y'all. So yeah, I started off making a video and ended up now making a series. Yes, indeed. So I'll put them up randomly, periodically. Yeah. So I'm talking about my favorite places on different continents. I initially thought I was going to be making one video, but that didn't happen because I talk too much and I digress. I'm all over the place. So we now have a series that I'm doing. So, when you feel like you got a minute, just, cut me on. Hit the channel and see what I'm talking about. Okay? If it is your first time here, I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. You are welcome. Absolutely, positively. Yes, you are. Okay, enough of the cutesy. If you are returning, what's good, family? I'm so glad to have you here with me again. Yes, it always means the world to me that I get a chance to share my world with you. Wonderfully Me, this channel discusses life lessons, travel, managing chronic illness. It's about encouragement. It's about finding your people, finding your place, finding your voice. It's about being your best self. And I am my best self when I am traveling. I am my best self when I am assisting others. So, Wonderfully Me was born because of that. And I thank you for tuning in. So, getting back to the topic at hand, this video turned series, which is now discussing my favorite places. I'm going to turn and again, I've only been to like a quarter of the countries that exist in the world, right? Like for some people, saying, oh, I've been to more than 50 countries, they feel like that's a lot. But like when there's almost 200, like not really. So, the places that I have been so far, of the places that I have been so far, um, I'm talking about some of my favorite places on each continent. Okay. So, I want to get into Asia because of the fact that I spent a lot of time in Asia, and um, it was eye opening. It was breathtaking. It is beautiful, and for so many different reasons. So, I'm gonna tell you what my top two picks are for Asia. I think I may have done a video on this first place already, but I know I've definitely talked about it. And that first place, like my absolute favorite, like I want to return again and again and again and again, Japan. I went to Japan. I've only went once, and I had the good fortune of being able to spend time in Tokyo and also several hours outside of Tokyo, like a good, like the countryside. And I would just want to say it hits different. I've seen other travel bloggers talk about Japan, and it definitely hits different. Now, of course, I'm not out there like for the Harajuku, the or the all of the why is it escaping me? I don't want to say the wrong thing because I was going to say cartoons, but that's not what I mean. The okay, I'll come back to it. But those that anime, Okay. Please forgive me for saying cartoons. So I'm not into the anime, and I'm not into the like the dressing up and stuff like that. Like that's not my thing. But the experience of being in Tokyo and getting to see those different subcultures there was amazing. Was absolutely amazing. To be able to take their transit system after having worked in the New York City transit system for 16 years, it was, a good experience being able to take their system and, be able to critique it, you know. But the thing that stands out for me more than anything is that feeling of safety and the food. The food, the food, the food. Okay? Like the food is so clean and fresh and good, and it's not inexpensive. I want to say that. It's not inexpensive, but it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny. Just wonderful. And there's a certain reverence for food that it's handled with care and love and tradition. And yeah, I'm all about that Japan situation. And not to mention, just for another thing that people might know a little something about with Japan is the toilet game. The toilet game can't be matched. The toilet game is top tier. I'm telling you, even in the public toilets can talk to you. You lift the lid up, spin the something around, disinfect it, um, play music, eat the seat. Like toilets is no joke. Yeah, but the toilets. Yeah, it's a whole other topic. It's a whole other topic. But yeah, Japan is gotta be one of my favorite places. I mean, the water. Like I was in like the national park area, and there was a stream, and when I tell you, it was crystal clear. You could see straight to the bottom. It was unbelievable. I was just like, what? Like I've been many a place and you might see a lot of stuff, but it wasn't the bottom. It was a bunch of gunk and nastiness. Yeah. I my hat is off. And I mean, and the fact that most folks got their own little fish pond thing right there in front of their house is aerated, got like the oxygen hose going through it so that the fish can be it could be clean, and they could be and you can have fresh fish like all the time. Like it's just like it was like mind blowing to me. Like what? Yeah, buddy. Japan is like boop 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 way up on my list. Okay, way up on my list. Um, now, whew, um, I'm probably gonna catch a little bit of flack for this because I love Thailand. I love Thailand. Thailand is beautiful. The people are so nice and kind and sweet, and the food is good, and the price is right. It is great. It is great. I'm not gonna lie. It is great. Um, but Thailand mm, is so commercial in a lot of places that I feel like it's a great place to visit, but I wouldn't necessarily want to stay there long term. Now don't get me wrong. They got the best malls. They got the best malls. They do. They have the best malls. Oh, Thailand. I do. I have such a big place in my heart for Thailand. But I would say that I'm like, yes. I would say that I'm more inclined to want to spend time in Laos. Laos is so green and beautiful, and it feels like untouched in a lot of ways. In a lot of places, it isn't as developed yet, and so I feel like the charm that some more remote areas of Thailand still have, like Laos as a whole has that. So and the Lao people are just really kind. Although kids have a tendency to be a little afraid of the big black woman. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I was on like a little like I don't know what you call it. Like in Philippines they call it like a jitney, but it's like a truck and you sit in the back or whatever. But anywho, I was on one of these and this kid's mother had to literally, because the child was so afraid of me, like cover her eyes because she was so afraid. And like I guess she couldn't really explain like who is this darker person or whatever. I don't know. But all of that being said, I experienced that also in Thailand, because a lot of times we fear what we don't know. So I'm not mad at that. But if I'm talking about overall beauty, and the food is very similar to what you have in Thailand, and so good, still good food, good people, still developing. So not as touristy, not as um, commercial. I really did enjoy my time. I spent several months there. And I really enjoyed it. And that's not an honorable mention. I had a good time in Cambodia. I did. I enjoyed it. You know, but it felt like things in in Cambodia were a little more gritty, a little more grimy. And I'm from New York, so I'm not saying grimy in a bad way, but like um a little bit more of a harsh reality is like evident um in Cambodia. So but yeah, so I kind of do appreciate Laos a little bit more than Thailand. I love them both. I love them both. But my number 2 for favorite places in and let me did I mention the Philippines? Because I love the Philippines too for all the same kind of reasons. I did. It's so hard. It's so hard to pick like favorites. But I'm gonna say that my number 2, even though it's commercial in a lot of places, my number 2 for Asia is Vietnam. It's Vietnam. Yeah. The internet is super fast and super inexpensive. The food is excellent. The people are nice. There's so much to see. There's mountains, there's beaches, there's developed cities, overcrowded. Ho Chi Minh is so crowded. Hanoi doesn't feel as bad. It doesn't feel as bad. No. But Ho Chi Minh, aka Saigon, is so crowded. But it's bomb too. It's bomb. It's great. Like there's so many good things about it, and in a way that the same thing I said about Thailand being like a little commercial, a little touristy, Vietnam is like coming up in the ranks on that too. So, you know, I know my list might be a little controversial. I love so many things about that continent in general, about Asia. So it makes it really difficult to choose. But I would have to say my absolute favorite, without any doubt, is Japan. And even though I've been to Vietnam several times and only one time to Japan, I still feel like it holds number one because I can see myself going back there again and again and again. And that's the truth. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to go back to Vietnam over and over too because I do love it. I love it there. I love it. I particularly like those areas like Da Nang. I liked better than, like I said, Ho Chi Minh because it's just not as congested, and you still have like some of the good things, developed, areas and movie theaters and supermarkets and all that kind of stuff. Right? You still have those things, but it's not that difficult. You don't have to go that far to get to where you come across the more homey, wonderful bits, and pieces. So, yeah, Vietnam's my number two. But yeah, Laos is over. Thailand and Cambodia is definitely, there in the Philippines. The Philippines, I want to say, might be, like tied with Thailand. It's not because it's not that where I've been, because I've never been in Manila, only in the airport in Manila. When I was in Philippines, I was in Palawan, right? So I was already in a smaller part of it. It's got like thousands of islands and stuff, right? But yeah, I was in a smaller place, so it was a little bit, different. But um, mm, yeah, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The people are beautiful. The food is good, just like Thailand. So that's what I'm saying. I kind of feel like they're really like kind of neck and neck, But Laos being this place that is covered by so many trees, and they still just kind of finding their footing and kind of getting things together. And I kind of like that. I like that feeling of just authentic community and good people, good food. And let me tell you, if somebody is having a celebration, and this I will say throughout Asia, I'm gonna say this throughout Asia, but if someone is having a celebration and you just happen to wander by, they will invite you in. They ain't seen you before, but they will invite you in, share within their food, share in their drink, share with everything they're doing. And they love some karaoke. Ooh, in Asia, they love some karaoke. Hmm. They do. So, and yeah, there are lots of places that I haven't visited yet that I would love to visit. Like I haven't been to Korea. Um, I've only recently been to Malaysia and Singapore, and so Singapore is really, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I think it's just too small for me to have a real. I can have an opinion, but like I don't think I could compare it to any of the other places I'm talking about because I just didn't see as much. Now there is much more for me to see in Malaysia, so it may come up in the ranks too. But I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. So just in general, I like so many places. So Japan's number one now. Japan's number one. Number one for so many reasons. For so many reasons. And I encourage everybody, if you didn't think about visiting, Asia, that maybe one of these places would be something that would, suit your fancy and you would check it out. And then we could have conversation. Or if you've already been there, let's discuss it. Get in my comment section. I want to hear from you. Okay? Please and thank you. Now to the business of YouTube, because Mr. First name Algos, last name Rhythm is not treating me kindly these days. I need you to push the content out there. Share alike, okay? Share this with somebody you know who might get a chuckle or two out of this or learn something or, just enjoy. This crazy woman up here talking about places she's been and things she's done, lessons she's learned, people she's met, right? Please do. Please do like this video, share this video, and comment below. I would greatly appreciate it. And then by all means, subscribe. That's right. Subscribe. This is my request that you do subscribe because I am about to have more videos than I do subscribers. And that's not a bad thing because when I finally do catch fire, because I'm only getting better, and when I finally do catch fire, there'll be so much for people to peruse. And I love that. I love that. Plus it gives me something to do. I can't just be sitting here sick all the time and focused on what's going wrong. Shoot, I want to focus on all the things that have gone right. Okay? Yes. So, as I like to say, do good and be better. Be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday and an even better version of yourself tomorrow. Okay? It has meant the world to me that I have gotten a chance to share my world with you. That's right. I appreciate you. I thank you for staying here to the end because you know I'm long winded and I have a tendency to digress. I know. That's who I am. That's what I do. And I'm not even mad at me about that. I'm just saying. I'm not. So, anyway, until the next time, ciao for now.